So, would you like to know how much the bankers, are involved in human trafficking? And I'm not saying every bank. I'm saying the global bankers, the Federal Reserve, put it that way. The people that control the Federal Reserve, the very people that cause the crises, create them to serve them. Federal judge approves 290 million J.P. Morgan Chase settlement with Jeffrey Epstein's victims. This was 2 days ago. Bill Gates' business associates reached combined 365 million settlement with Jeffrey Epstein's victims. And as you can see, Bill Gates, he's behind vaccines, okay? He's not even a scientist. He couldn't even keep viruses off his own software, but he has been doing stuff in Africa and for a long time. And he was on Epstein Island. The suits revealed that J.P. Morgan facilitated approximately $1 billion in transfers for Epstein, which the bank admitted were human trafficking related. Gates's relationship with Epstein has been widely known and was even cited by Gates's ex-wife Melinda in the couple's 2021 divorce proceedings. Bill Gates has denied having any involvement in Epstein's crimes. Gates and Epstein's mutual associates, James E. Jess Staley and J.P. Morgan Chase, were central to Gates's relationship with Epstein. Gates's close contacts with Epstein began around 2011 when he and J.P. Morgan were teaming up to create a global health investment fund, the activities of which are documented extensively in the Controligarchs, which is the book I had showed earlier today, and it was just on the previous slide. Global health investment. So when I really go off on the nursing and medical associations, it's for good reason. They're following a path that is laced with people that were involved in human trafficking. So it shows why they morally have fallen off the path of doing the right thing. Do none of the nursing associations or the medical association or board or credentialing, do they not know that the global health investment and the ties with J.P. Morgan and Bill Gates, they absolutely know. And if they don't, then again, it's a failure of leadership. As a top executive at J.P. Morgan, Staley introduced Epstein, an important bank client, to Gates, and the two hit it off. Gates flew aboard Epstein's private jet and met with him many times and visited his homes on at least 3 occasions, despite Epstein's 2008 conviction for solicitation of a minor. The whole health agenda, the whole health equity is all laced with people that were involved in trafficking, if not worse. And yet our medical system, the hospital associations, the nursing associations, the medical association, still continue down this path. Why in God's name would they? Why? Last year, several of Epstein's victims in the U.S. Virgin Islands, where the pedophile financier maintained a residence, filed suit against J.P. Morgan, accusing the bank of enabling the illegal activities of Epstein and his network. The litigation revealed that J.P. Morgan admitted to the Treasury Department that it had facilitated more than $1 billion in transfers relating to human trafficking by Epstein To avoid going to trial, J.P. Morgan agreed to pay $290 million to Epstein's victims and $75 million to the U.S. Virgin Islands, in a combined $365 million for these settlements. After months of shocking disclosures, including that J.P. Morgan executives ignored numerous warning signs to keep Epstein as a client, the bank settled and avoided going to trial. Staley settled with J.P. Morgan less than 2 months ago for an undisclosed amount. Both the bank and Staley maintain that they had no knowledge of or involvement in any of Epstein's crimes. Again, Epstein was tied to Harvard as well. He was very heavily tied to the Global Health Equity Plan. Notably, the only public photograph of Epstein with Gates was a photo obtained by the New York Times showing the men flanked by Staley and Boris Nikolic, the Gates Foundation's science advisor, at Epstein's Manhattan mansion in 2011. It was around this time that Gates and J.P. Morgan's global health investment business, which Controligarchs, the book, details, was getting started. Why do we have medical professionals in our associations of medicine and nursing still going along with health equity? It's so disturbing. It's so disturbing. The existence of Epstein's so-called client list has never been confirmed, but the names and account holders involved in the $1 billion human trafficking transfers, which J.P. Morgan admitted were linked to Epstein, would be revealing. The amount of high elite profile people on that list. And yet, I think that the nursing associations and the medical associations and the hospital is destroying itself, because they continue to go along with a health equity plan that was all created under people that were trafficking, involved in trafficking, with links to trafficking, which means every single day that they continue on this health equity path, every day that they continue to not do the right thing and own up to the responsibility that they should not keep going along with this plan, shows that is why their agencies, their associations, will never be trusted again. Just replacing somebody that's going to continue to go along with health equity is bullshit. This is why I say that there's an ego problem here. There really is. Because I think that they continue to go along with it because they expect the media to do their job and direct your thinking, and you'll forget all about them. No, you're showing that you will not do the right thing. At the moment you learned, and there's no way they don't know, you should have, if you were aligned with the 17 unsustainable development goals, then you know it came from Gates, and that's all tied to Epstein, especially with Epstein's ties to Harvard. CDC has even confirmed this in the past. So why do the science, nursing, medical, and hospital associations that are dictating the standard of care continuing to align with traffickers? I don't have an answer to that. I think that really it's as simple as they just figure we'll fly under the radar and nobody will ever be the wiser. And every day that they continue down their health equity path is another day where they have destroyed their own credibility and showing that they don't stand on doing the right thing. They stand with traffickers and pedophiles.